What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us on another GG Sports Podcast live stream right
Let's
here on a nice Monday
go.
night where the Super Bowl matchup is set and it does not include any other team from the NFC North. And we would have it no other way.
Dude,
Beautiful
let's
day here in
go.
Minnesota, by the way. It hit 45 degrees today.
What?
January 29th, 45 degrees in Minnesota.
What? I bet you
Great.
Duluth was
It is
still
a great
negative.
time to be a Minnesotan. Jamie, how are things in Boston? How are we doing? How are we feeling that the
We're
Detroit
feeling
Lions are
good.
not
We're
going to the
feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I mean, obviously another year, another non-division rival Super Bowl win, so you have to be happy with that. This was a interesting year where we saw the Lions there. Obviously the Packers are always there. They shouldn't have went as far as they did, so that was disappointing already. But then seeing the Lions get that close in a game that they should have won, and to some extent, like, I don't hate the Lions. So I'm like, if they made playoffs, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was definitely on the side of everything to be like, for them to not win the Super Bowl. Like, there's a lot of fans. It was pretty a split thing for whatever reason, that half the fans wanted the Lions to win and root within the division, and the other half's like, hell no. And I was definitely on that other half. So I mean, I wasn't too like riding. I don't know. I don't know, but ultimately, like, I just knew we didn't want the Lions to win the big game, and now they're not. But before going any further, we gotta do some shout outs here. It's been too long here. We got our guy Gary in the building. My boy is here. So what's up, GG Bros? Our other dude, Skull for Life Barbers in the building. What up, Skull for Life? We got Adam. Adam, is it true? Are you 49ers fan this whole time? Are you 49ers fan? Maybe I did know that. Did I know that? I don't remember. We got Minnesota Sports Talk with Al Smith. Man, just wanted the Lions to win because if they did, ownership would be forced to step up their game. Hey, that is a good point. I
think it already is. I think ownership's already.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions making the playoffs was kind of embarrassing enough for us. So I feel like them even getting that far, it was interesting. They didn't have to do them. They didn't have to do them that dirty. Like, you didn't have to get the Lions all the way to the AFC or NFC Championship to let them lead 24-7 and have to go into a collapse. That's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh for the Lions. And I don't know. I didn't need that to happen, I guess. But whatever. Gary loved the intro music. Hey, thank you, bro. Rap. Oh yeah, Rap's in the building. We got Vocal Vike in the building. What up, Vocal Vike? The family. Let's go. What up? Skull TY Catch 84's in the building. My guy paid $5 for the JJ card. Oh, you paid $5? Yeah, that's solid. You can do with that. Because his value is gonna, I mean, with his injury and everything and how the Vikings season ended up going, his value is probably down a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back up once he hits that big deal. So we'll find what's up. What up, our favorite Packer fan in the building? We have a few of them, but there's not a lot of Packer fans I really enjoy, but Steve's definitely one I do. Two-Tone Tony's in the building. What up, Two-Tone? Yeah, what's up? We got our guy, Young Smokey in the building. What up, Young Smokey? I found you on Facebook somehow, some way. The stars aligned and I ran into you on there, so I had to hit you up for sure. That was crazy. Listen, I like the Lions coach, and a couple players on the team. Wasn't rooting for them, though. Thank God they lost. Dude, 100%.
Well, I mean, and it's not even the Lions that I'm like. The fans just need some of the fans. There's a lot of really cool Lions fans out there. I mean, there's a lot that realize what this offseason or what this postseason meant for them. But there are just as many who they tasted victory once and they turned into the most arrogant assholes on planet Earth. So for those fans, this was a nice humbling experience. For the real fans, the ones that are actually like decently nice people, we apologize.
Watching out here,
honestly, as Vikings fans, we feel you.
Yeah,
we've been there many times.
Oh yeah. Oh, honestly, when they were going into halftime, I was sitting there like, I had a feeling that they were going to lose. It just made so much sense for like, we deal with that. We do it at like a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually do it in the NFC championships, stuff like that. The Lions do that just to make playoffs. So it only made sense for them to get that high just to, for it to end that way, which was interesting. Cause I know Eminem, he he was at the game. He was flicking off the fans at half times, and then people had a picture of him with his head down at the end of the game. And yeah, man, it's a brutal life. And we feel, I mean, that's what, like I said, like I don't have hate for Lions fans or nothing like that. It's different than the Packer fans for sure. But
other than you, Steve, other than you.
Quiet, Casey. But at the end of the day, yeah, I like Lions fans are cool. It's not the Packer fans are bad. So the Lions fans, like I mostly just didn't want them to win because I didn't want to look like the worst franchise in our division, especially compared to the Lions, who are arguably the worst ever. So I did not want that to happen. Otherwise, I didn't care so much. And we all know that Casey kind of likes the Lions, so he probably wanted them to win the whole thing. But hey, anyways,
I was happy they lost.
Hey, everybody in here, we got some Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card today. Ivan Pace Jr. Get those hashtag skulls in. Get the like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But we got some Ivan Pace Jr. We're doing this in homage. Me and Casey are working really hard on an Ivan Pace Jr. Video right now that we're hoping we get dropped in the next week or so. But it's going to be all about Ivan Pace. So definitely everybody's got to get those hashtag skulls in for that. I love being hated. Obviously, Steve, you're a Packer fan in a Vikings podcast.
And what do you, I mean? If you come in here expecting to be liked, I'm kidding, of course.
Listen, I get a chance to win. Dude, you always get a chance, rap. But yeah, you do got to get that.
But Steve, we do appreciate you hopping in and talking some football with us, even if you are a Packer fan. But anyway, let's talk about the Lions a little bit here, right? So going into the season, I remember even when we had Micro Mike on the show, we asked, like, when it comes to Dan Campbell and it came down to crunch time when the games mattered, would he still be the same coach? Like, would he live and die by his philosophy when it comes to football? And honestly, he proved to me that he is 100% like transparent. There's a word I'm thinking of. It's escaping my mind right now, but he is like 100% the man that you expect. Because in crunch time, when he could have gone up 3 possessions and kicked, I mean, it would have been a long field goal, so it's not a gimme. But when he could have gone up 3 possessions and kicked the field goal, or later on in the game too, when he could have kicked the field goal to tie the game, he decided to go for it on 4th down. Both instances blew up in his face. But at the end of the day, you have to respect Dan Campbell for being Dan Campbell and never fallen. Like, his philosophy is his philosophy, and he died with it. But at the same time, man, in that scenario, sometimes maybe you got to dial it back a little bit and go with the safe play, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, obviously, it's totally Gary, our boy, with the $49.99 here for my cards to support my GG bros, dude. That is my guy right there. Let me get some sounds in here. I have so many of them. Oh, we gotta turn this up.
Are you kidding me with that catch, Jay? Kirkle wakes up dripping like this.
Even though, hey, we got
to talk about
interesting rumors later in the show. We'll talk about those rumors.
Cash, homie. Great cash.
Or will we?
Homie. Great cash, homie. Great cash.
Let's go. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Gary, we do appreciate it, man. Appreciate the $49.99 from Gary. Appreciate that.
My guy.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on the whole on Dan Campbell? And I mean,
so one thing,
this is who he is, though.
One thing I want to say, first off, is look at Casey's setup right now, dude. Look at Casey's setup right now. It's coming along.
Yeah,
it's coming along. I can't wait to get my own little
money
space
into
for
it
that.
over the weekend.
Dude, we love you too, Gary. My guy.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, that setup's looking sweet. But back to this. Anyways, yeah. So, dude, obviously, I really like Dan Campbell a lot. I've liked him even last year when he was missing a lot of his 4th downs, whatever. Everybody's questioning him. People even were like, he's going to be the coach this year. And I love that he sticks to his guns. But at some point, I get, like, you have to be you no matter what, I think, as any coach, even with KOC, like, you have to, and I think that's a big problem with Kevin O'Connell, is I think he gets a little emotionally attached to some of these games, but you got to go into these games and you got to play your way and you have to stick to your guns the whole time. You got to stay consistent with who you are. But start there. And then after that, figure out, like, learn how to improve some things and some
manage the game at some point.
in this scenario, like you're in your AFC Championship, and how are you going to, when you have a field goal to go, a chance at a field goal, unless you really don't like your kicker, which it sounds like the Vikings fans like them, so or Lions fans, not Viking fans. The Lions fans like him, so I'm assuming the Lions fans probably wanted him to go and try to kick for that field goal in both times. But if you can go up 3 possessions, that is, oh, like that's huge. Like who cares about a touchdown at that point? Like 3 possessions. So that's a scenario where like it makes no sense. Even on 4th and 2, I know you guys get it a lot, but I just don't see in that situation. Like you should always try to go up 3 possessions.
Yeah.
If it was like, let's say, even if the game was tied or something, even though, I mean, eventually that is exactly what happened. But if they were up by like 3 or something, like maybe you go for a touchdown or then, right? If you're up by 3, because that's less than 1 possession. Anyways, so yeah, with Dan Campbell, that was obviously stupid. But then even worse was the one later when it was like you could literally tie the game. And instead, I get it. It takes balls. You could go and try to win this thing right now. But in my opinion, there was just too much time on the clock anyways. So it was like if you scored a touchdown, San Francisco had all the time in the world to go back down and score back on you. It'd be different. I don't know. That would feel different if it was like towards the end of the game. And if you ended up scoring a touchdown, you'd call game there. I'd feel a little bit different then. But even then, I don't know. I still think you got to take those points. There's scenarios where you don't want to do that. But with Dan Campbell in those situations, like go up by 3 possessions and also go and tie the game, like that was crazy. Hey, what up, Sodak?
What's going on, Sodak? Just some playoff talk, basically talking about the Lions and Dan Campbell and the decisions. And again, like I do think that respecting Dan Campbell for being Dan Campbell is cool. And there's a lot of people like who said, well, if he decided to kick field goals, then basically he like almost illegitimizes everything. That's a word, right? But basically like ruins everything he's done through the regular season. And I would disagree with that 100%. Like, I think if he kicked those field goals, it shows me that yes, he's aggressive. Yes, he trusts his guys, but at the same time, he can adjust his philosophy to situations, exactly like you were saying. And that,
right.
I don't know, man, the fact that he didn't, and the fact that he went for it, like, again, like you can appreciate it, but at the same time, you'd be like, man, it's not smart. Like, I don't know. And again, the field goals weren't gimmies, and I understand that. But if you have an opportunity to either take a 3-possession lead or tie the game against a team that you know, if you give them opportunities like the 49ers, there's enough weapons that they will figure it out, which they did. So, yeah man, I don't know.
Yeah. And I agree too. Like I said too, is just the situation. Like, you just got to improve there. Like, obviously, I mean, people will argue like he shouldn't be that way or whatever, but hey, him playing like that in his way is the reason why they got there. So that's the thing. Like, you know, he might not get there if he didn't play that way, for sure. It's possible. But at the same time, like, you have to play your game, but there's situations where it's just, you got to take your odds. If the odds are way higher saying you should go for this field goal, like, play your odds. Like, why take a gamble on something like that? I mean, you're getting just too greedy at that point. And I think for Dan Campbell, I mean, it's going to be really hard to win a Super Bowl if you're not going to, be a little bit situational, I guess. But yeah,
man. So at the end of the day, though, the Lions, it was a good run, but they're just like us, no Super Bowl wins, and it's unfortunate. And it's not unfortunate, but
no, it's not. It's unfortunate for them,
right.
But they're already, don't get like, Lions fans aren't disappointed.
Oh, geez.
Adam. All right. Adam's a Vikings fan. It's official. Our guy, Adam, with the 49. Let's go, Adam, my dude.
We appreciate it, man. We really do.
I'm officially rooting for the 49ers to beat Taylor Swift this weekend.
Oh my good, yeah, right. The whole Taylor Swift thing.
Great cash, homie. Great cash, homie. Great cash, homie. Great cash, homie. And he is gone.
Let's go.
But let's talk about that game. Oh, Too Evil dropping the $5. How's it going, Too Evil?
Hey, let's go.
Rick wants $90 million. He will get someone driving at him 90 miles an hour in the Target parking lot. Time to draft a new quarterback. Yeah, man. Yeah, 90 million is 90 millions above my case. But hey, Too Evil, we agree. We appreciate the $5.
No, we love you, Too Evil. Appreciate you, bro.
Can they quit showing her in every? I mean, seriously, every time a player does something,
dude,
they got to show Taylor Swift up.
Super Bowl is gonna be straight Taylor Swift. You just got to be prepared for it. It's what's gonna happen.
I mean, okay, everybody's like, you can't give him like, look how cute the relationship is, yada yada, all this stuff. To me, Taylor Swift is just getting ready to write her next hit single. She's waiting for the breakup. She knows it's coming, and she knows that Heartbroken by the tight end on the football team is going to be America's next chart topper, and she's going to make millions and millions of dollars off that one song, all because of Travis Kelce. This ain't about love. This ain't about dating a football player. This isn't about becoming a face in the NFL. No, this is all about the next hit single on Taylor Swift's next album.
It could. So my wife dropped some knowledge on me today because she's not a huge, I wouldn't say she's a huge Taylor Swift person or anything like that, but she's paying a little bit of attention. Our boy Vocal Vike, let's go, Rab. Thank you for the $4.99. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, we pretty much took this straight from you, but hey, let's go. Let's go.
Are you kidding me with that catch, JJ?
This is the one. This is the one that hits me. And I was just with Adrian Peterson. Let's go. Let's go. Anyways, where were we at with that?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, my wife. So she's not the biggest. She's not the biggest Taylor Swift fan or whatever, but she's paying attention a little bit. And apparently, Taylor Swift has like a concert the night before in Asia somewhere.
And I think
Japan, yeah, somewhere like that. Which is, I get what Super Bowl is in Vegas. So, anyways, there's like a thing where she might not even be at the Super Bowl. So that would be. I feel like, I mean, she's for herself. She's probably got for self-promoting reasons. I mean, if I'm her, you're going there.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is what's gonna. Who's playing at the halftime show? Usher is. Yeah, I mean, poor guy gets a. How about that? Like, you probably spend your dream is to play a Super Bowl. You get it, and now you're competing with looks at Taylor Swift sitting in a luxury box. That's your competition, bro.
I can only support them. Good. Yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone in here that thinks Cousins deserve $90 million guarantee for 2 years? I mean, I think, I don't know. I think a team will pay him close to that. I don't think he'll make that exactly, but I do think there's a team out there that will.
Yeah, let's go, Adam.
Swift makes a guest appearance at the halftime show. You think?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
You think? I don't know.
That'd be crazy. That was the whole thing. That would be crazy if they never announced who played at halftime and it ended up being Taylor Swift this whole time. Then things would seem pretty fishy if that was the case.
Still waiting I was still waiting for, like, you know, because I mean, I know they said obviously like a rock. Like, I know everyone's been petitioning for Metallica to play the halftime show. It's like, ain't never gonna happen.
Yeah, they never played a halftime show for the Vikes. They just had a concert at US Bank Stadium, which was supposed to be their last concert, wasn't it?
I know they have another one. They have another one coming up.
Yeah, coming up right now. Thank God Sarah isn't in here. Oh, yeah. By the way, everybody in here, we're giving away an Ivan Pace. So, Sodak, if you're in here, we're giving an Ivan Pace rookie card. So, get those hashtag skulls in. But actually, I guess we'll hit up on this real quick since Too Evil asked. Hell no. No way would we be paying Kirk Cousins. That's why I'm like, it's kind of a rumor. There's some like decent sources in a way with it, but I just like, there's no way Kirk Cousins is out here saying he's going to give a hometown discount and then say I want $45 million a year, because that is not a hometown discount. There's no way after coming off his injury, being 36 years old, that he thinks he's going to get paid $50 million a year or something like that and call $45 million a discount. Though at the same time, I also say, if I'm Kwesi, I'm not signing him to a contract if it's anything more than $30 million at the most, which I think Kwesi would probably do at that point. But I also would not blame Kirk Cousins for not even thinking about taking that either. Like, I don't blame Kirk Cousins to try to go grab the bag, but all I know for sure is we're not the ones giving it to him.
But again, I do need, I mean, again, no matter, whether you believe the rumors or not is basically, for the most part, depending on which side of the Kirk Cousins argument you're on. Like, if you want him gone, you're going to believe this 100% and be like, there's no chance he gets that. If you want him to stay, you're going to say, I have not heard it from the horse's mouth yet, so we don't know that for sure. But basically, in my mind, if they give Kirk big time money, like top 10 money, Like if he gets up into that $40 million stratosphere, then that tells me, if I'm the Wilfs, I'm looking at Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell saying, okay, well, if you're going to sign him to that much money, you think this team is ready to win this season. So go out and win, make a run at a Super Bowl. And if you don't, there's going to be a lot of questions and your jobs might be on the line, right? To where at least if you, I mean, let's say either you keep him for cheap or you just decide to let him walk for like 100%, draft a quarterback and move on. At least you probably extend your, like, if you draft a quarterback, you probably give yourself 2, maybe 3 more seasons to develop him. To where if you bring back Kirk Cousins, to me, it says it's a win now scenario. And if you don't, your jobs are going to be, you're on the hot seat. You're on the hot seat going into 2024, to where if you draft, at least you're extending that hot seat a few seasons out.
Yeah.
So,
and Kwesi would have to be completely confident that you bring Kirk Cousins and you're like thinking Super Bowl. And I just have a hard time believing that you would think that, especially if
there's too many holes to fill in this team. I mean, let's be
and
real.
You're going to lose your best defender if you bring Kirk at that price, like for sure, the Hunter. And who knows? I don't know if Hunter's going to be back anyway. So it's like you're hurting on defense no matter what, even with Brian Flores. So I don't know. I can't imagine with that defense you're thinking. And it's not like that with Flores. He definitely helped the defense, but with the lack of personnel, like you're not thinking you're going up, you're going to make it to a Super Bowl and win. Like, I don't know. You got some moves to make.
Yeah. And I gave Flores a lot of heat over those last few weeks, but I think it kind of came down to like just the way the Viking season did, like the fact that they were in it for as long as they were. And then eventually, like, I think the TJ Hawkinson injury was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's just kind of what killed the vibe of the team. Like with that defense, I think the middle of the season was Flores getting the most he could out of that defense. And we're watching that thinking, like, there's no way with what we have on this team with cornerbacks that are iffy at best. Harrison Smith, who's an aging safety. You obviously have Bynum, Metellus, who were playing well. And then Daniil Hunter on the defensive line. DJ Wanham was solid. But, like, outside of that, you're like, God, there's just not enough on this defense to be doing what we're doing right now. And when it started going the other way, and people started figuring out how to attack this defense with the players we had on the field, like, you had a feeling that was coming, right?
Yeah.
I think kind of what we saw, like, on that stretch of, what was it, 2 or 3 games where we didn't allow a touchdown on defense.
Yep.
That was him getting the most he could out of what was on this team. And eventually it's just, when your team's not as talented, when your team's not that talented, you're not going to be able to keep that up for as long as for the whole, half a season. And eventually we didn't. And I think you got to credit Flores for what he did with this defense for as long as he did.
Right, dude, 100%. And that's, yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about it too. I did want to hit up Adam here. Just don't give Kirk to the 49ers, please. The funny thing is, dude, I in my head, I was like, if the 49ers lose this game this way with how Purdy played in the first half, I was like, dude, Kirk Cousins is going to go to the 49ers.
No.
But
I mean, Brock Purdy kind of, I mean, again, I'm not going to put him up there in like the upper echelon of quarterbacks, but man, like what he does for that team with the weapons around him, like that is honestly that is what people say Kirk Cousins could be. Like, I think he's got a little more talent than Purdy does from obviously an arm talent perspective. Yeah. Purdy obviously much more mobile. But like that's kind of thing everyone always says, like, it's like basically they put him in Brock Purdy's shoes, where if he has a good enough team around him, he could win a Super Bowl. Well, guess what? Yeah. Brock Purdy has a chance to do that. He has a chance to have a good team around him and win a Super Bowl. He is what people can like. And again, I'm one of those people that says if Kirk has the right team around him, he can win. Brock Purdy is that exact deal. He is that guy that if you put a good team around him, he can win, and he is proving that. And because I said I don't think Brock Purdy. Yesterday I said I think this game, halftime, I said this game's over. Brock Purdy isn't the type of guy that can bring his team from back down from 2 touchdowns. Guess what?
Right.
He did. Did he get lucky with the bounce off the Lions defender's face mask into the arms of Brandon Ayuk? Sure, but sometimes you got to have a little bit of luck as a quarterback, So
which happens.
Brock Purdy, again, like I said, I'm not putting him up there in the top 5, probably not even top 10 quarterbacks, but for what he is on that team, he's exactly what they need.
Yeah, and I mean, plus the big difference between him and Kirk Cousins, especially Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins was Brock Purdy's age, is the kid's a winner. Like at the biggest stage, Kirk Cousins has never even sniffed that stage. Yeah, no. Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't even say divisional is even sniffing. So yeah, he hasn't even sniffed that stage. And in the biggest game of his life, Brock Purdy steps up and ultimately wins that game. Like he played his best ball to win the game in front of the whole world pretty much. And obviously we get to see how he plays for the 49ers, even when he started off slow in 2 games back to back where he had off games. He ended up winning it for his team. I mean that run at the end there, I mean that 20-yard rush. He had like what in the last quarter and a half, he had like 20-yard rushes
what was
on the ground.
Well, I mean, even the play like the sideline throw to Juszczyk where he ducked underneath the tackle.
Yeah.
And it was able to make that just absolute dime to you. And Juszczyk, that was an amazing catch.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously Kirk Cousins couldn't even do that. And I'm not even saying that Brock Purdy's better than Kirk Cousins, but there is a difference between a player. Like you could be the most talented player in the world, but suck under pressure. And that's another thing. Like, I mean, even when we watch Penix in the national championship, like a guy who's just been accurate and especially on the deep ball all year. And now you're on the biggest stage and now you're overthrowing passes. You know, you're not really doing, even though Purdy kind of was doing that. But ultimately, when it came down to it, like he plays his best ball when it matters the most. And I think that's the most important skill you can have being a quarterback in the NFL if you want to be a championship style. Obviously, that's Tom Brady's bread and butter.
Now jumping to the AFC,
yeah,
I'm back to being a Lamar Jackson questioner. It's a week-to-week thing.
See, I'm not, dude.
You want to talk about a guy that overthrows some players on some big downs.
I got into, I'm sure you saw it since we share the same Twitter account, but I got into it with some people because Joe Spinoza, which is no surprise. And usually I don't even go into it, but he did the like Kirk Cousins is better than Lamar Jackson thing, which blew my mind. I'm like, there is no way after this season anybody should ever say Kirk Cousins is better than Lamar Jackson.
But if you're gonna do it to one, you gotta do it. And I get it. He's the MVPs and which is cool, but regular MVPs, regular season award. And if you want to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time, show me in the playoffs. And to be fair, if we're going to be realistic with all these quarterbacks, like Kirk Cousins, no, he's not an MVP caliber player. He's never shown it in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson has in the regular season. But you can question the playoff Lamar Jackson. And I have tons of questions for playoff Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, which is fair. Right. But it's still comparing him to Kirk Cousins.
Well, and that's why I don't like to make that comparison because they're two totally different players. And yes, I mean, one of them is MVP caliber. So
Carson just had a successful surgery. Yeah, let's go. We need Hawk back for sure.
Yeah, because I guess they said there's too much swelling in his knee, so he wasn't able to
legs. And obviously the legs, Lamar brings a whole different element for sure.
I think he said Brock won by improvising. I don't know if he's talking about Purdy.
Brock won by, and same with, for sure. And that's something that you don't get from Kirk Cousins, which is like the thing about Kirk Cousins is we shouldn't even need to talk about him.
He's always been that guy.
Yeah, we already know what Kirk Cousins is, and that's the thing. We just know what he is. So like he doesn't improvise like that, not usually anyways, and he's not going to use his legs. And he's known for, I mean, he's came back enough times during these regular seasons games, but obviously, we've seen what he did at the end of the playoff game last year. So it's just like, it's like the discussion with Kirk Cousins and stuff it's just the same thing over and over again because we know what Kirk Cousins, he's 36. He's had 12-year career. We know what he is, exactly what he is. And I don't like for people to think he's just going to automatically be better, but that's what made me mad. I mean, not really mad, but the whole Lamar Jackson thing, I was like, I get it. It's fair to be like, to question Lamar Jackson.
For sure. I don't think it's an unfair comparison though, because I mean, Lamar Jackson has, I think Kirk Cousins is a better thrower of the football. And if you disagree with that, I will say things that probably
I agree with Young Smokey here because he did look good against Houston.
Yeah, but I will say
he has gotten better for sure though. Well, but he was missing. There's no question he was missing some throws in that big game.
But I think Kirk Cousins is a better thrower of the football. But if you want to look at all around things you can do on a football field, especially in today's day and age, Lamar Jackson is a more talented player at the quarterback position. Is how I will put it.
He impacts the game. That's how you put it.
From a pure, but they're two totally from a pure pocket passing quarterback perspective. Kirk Cousins, I think, is better. But as it comes to the way that the quarterback position is played in 2023, 2024, Lamar Jackson is the more talented player at the position of quarterback because of everything else he can do.
Yeah.
So that's the comparison there. But let's talk about another comparison as it comes to the Ravens and the Vikings, and that is wide receiver. Now, Lamar Jackson's game was tainted by idiotic moves by Zay Flowers twice in 4 plays. A, the ridiculous pushing the guy to the ground, flipping the ball at him, taunting call, and then B, the not being the touchback rule, however you feel about it, it happened. Fumbled the ball into the end zone. And people want to call that guy better than Jordan Addison. Come on. But again, but I think. But also, if you want to talk about the improvement of Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers was the reason for the improvements. Everyone always said, like, watch Lamar Jackson when he gets a legitimate wide receiver. Well, guess what? He got a legitimate wide receiver, and his passing numbers were much better. He looked better throwing the ball, and he can thank Zay Flowers for that. But he can also blame Zay. He won't. He's a leader of the team. He was, consoling him yesterday, which is what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. But he can also, in the back of his mind, blame Zay Flowers for him not playing in a Super Bowl this year, because the penalty and the fumbling of the ball at that point of the game, in a very important game where you needed points.
Mm-hmm.
And then and another instant where you needed points, Lamar Jackson chucking the ball with triple coverage to Isaiah likely wasn't a very good move. So plenty of things by Lamar Jackson in this game.
And it was just a bad throw too.
It was.
He could, if he would have just thrown it like towards the back of the end zone, like that could have been a touchdown or overthrown. That'd
right.
been fine.
Exactly. So a lot of things that Baltimore did to shoot themselves in the foot yesterday. Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers, I think, are the two guys you can look at the most and kind of scratch your head there. But then again, if you do want to talk about quarterbacks that, when it's time to just get it done, the opposing quarterback of Lamar Jackson, who even all regular season long, we talked about this last week, all regular season long, Patrick Mahomes, his wide receivers can't catch the ball. Are we finally seeing the downfall of the Chiefs? Is Patrick Mahomes' money, is it affecting them from signing players, helping them win? Travis Kelce, is he going to retire? He's not playing very well. Well, guess what? When it comes time for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, the regular season is just, we have to do this just to get into the playoffs. And when it comes playoff time and time to win football games, Patrick Mahomes, love him or hate him, if you're annoyed with the Chiefs at this point, which I'm fine if you are, I 100% get it. But it's kind of like when you watch Tom Brady play, like you are witnessing something that you may never see again. Patrick Mahomes is special, and I hate to watch it because I wish we had a guy like that. But Patrick Mahomes is that guy. Like, just no matter what, when it's time to just come around and make plays, Patrick Mahomes makes plays.
Dude, and there's a couple of things I want to hit on. First off, what up, Zoe? Zoe's in the building, and I want to hit up on what Smokey asked here. I don't remember what I need to find your thing. I think, Smokey, you mentioned something about I saw we got like 24 million in cap space. No way that's true. I don't know I forget how much exactly we have, but I know there's a lot of moves there's a lot of moves we're going to make, like with Harrison Smith and stuff, where we'll be opening up almost like 50 million probably. So we should be good there. One thing with the Lamar thing that I do want to mention one more time, though, about him that I think is just that does need to be talked about. And, if there's anybody who's comparing, which this was a hot topic last offseason, in my opinion, it shouldn't even be a topic right now. So the fact that I'm talking about it doesn't make sense about Kirk Cousins versus Lamar Jackson, but everybody will say Lamar Jackson has the defenses and everything. But the special thing about Lamar Jackson is, yes, he did get he had a wide receiver this year, but you're talking about a guy who's a small receiver, and Zay Flowers, a rookie wide receiver, smaller rookie wide receiver, is not a prototypical wide receiver one. And I like Zay Flowers, and I think he's going to be really good, and he has kind of proven, but he's not like an elite wide receiver by no means yet in his career. And besides that, all his receivers weren't good. And then his best player he's had in his career to throw to, Mark Andrews, has been injured for a majority of this season, and Lamar Jackson is still putting up these stats. So that's one difference, a massive difference.
Isaiah Likely, though, is
he's good. He's good, but he isn't he isn't Mark Andrews. I wouldn't say no. He's not. I like what I've seen in Isaiah Likely so far, but I'm not ready to. No one is going to put him in their top 10 probably, and Mark Andrews is in everybody's top 5. But either way, like you're saying, the difference. And then Kirk Cousins has had Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, now Kyle Rudolph, TJ Hawkinson, and then now, I mean, look at Lamar Jackson's running backs. His running backs this year is Edwards and Justice Hill, compared to Delvin Cook for a majority of Kirk Cousins' career with the Vikings. It's the talent is so lopsided that it's unbelievable that anybody would even question. Like, of course, Kirk Cousins should be able to put up those kinds of stats if he has all that talent around him. But that's the biggest thing for me, I guess, when we're talking about Jackson and Kirk Cousins, is Jackson has been doing this, and he had an MVP season without really good talent. And like you said, now you have another guy in a similar situation, and Patrick Mahomes, who I like Pacheco a lot, but other than Travis Kelce, who's getting older, he doesn't have much. Rasheed Rice has really stepped up as a receiver, but it's a pretty similar situation, honestly, to the Ravens. And that's what makes Patrick Mahomes so special, is that dude. I mean, the Chiefs had an off season this year for their standards, and going into playoffs, people probably didn't even have him win in the Super Bowl or whatever. But it's just like he's showing. It's just like Tom Brady. It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season. Once he goes to playoffs, this is a whole new ball game, because this guy plays his best football in the biggest moments, and that's exactly what he does and did. And I'm with you on that. Like, I like Patrick Mahomes anyways, so. I'm with you. Like, I like to see greatness. At least I like to witness it. Like, I'd rather see as long as they're not on the Packers.
We got to bask in the glory of other people.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and you're right. Like, I'm jealous as hell. Like, I want that bad. And it's part of the reason why I do want us to go get a franchise quarterback for sure. But I also see, that's how you're winning championships. It doesn't have to be a Patrick Mahomes necessarily, but it definitely, like, that's what it takes. Like, it's obvious. And Patrick Mahomes shows that. Like, look at what he's doing. Like, this team without him would not be a Super Bowl team at all.
Right.
Like,
and I like, honestly, and you look at the flip side of it, when you look at the 49ers, they've made the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. They've made the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Like, if you want to look at, like, the Chiefs are a perfect example.
Hey, what up, Jason?
The Chiefs are a perfect example of you have a quarterback that can just do anything and everything, and he elevates the team when it comes playoff time. The San Francisco 49ers are a testament to team building, drafting well, keeping players on good contracts,
right,
and good trades, obviously bringing in Chris McCaffrey. Like, they are a master class in how to build a team that you can plug and play quarterbacks in any scenario. I mean, like last year, they had 3 starting quarterbacks, and they played well all year long. NFC Championship game. This year, they have Brock Purdy, second year, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft. Like, they've done it with so many different quarterbacks with this team that it's a testament to team building. So you're seeing 2 totally different things in the Super Bowl. You're seeing a quarterback that elevates the play of everybody around him, and then you're seeing a team that elevates the play of their quarterback. And it's 2 totally different ways of doing it. And not to say the Chiefs didn't build a good team, but like, their defense, they have a couple pieces there, like defensive line mainly, and then they got some young corners that are good. But their offense is Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, Rasheed Rice, and some no names, and some rejects from other football teams that maybe step up and make big plays. But it's 2 totally different things. It's 2 totally different ways of building a football team, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun game to watch.
Yeah, dude, exactly. That is a really good point, actually, and that is true. And like, the only thing the 49ers they got lucky, because I mean, they traded don't forget Taylor Swift. What? Oh yeah. Well, obviously Taylor Swift's making some sort of impact, because Travis Kelce has been going crazy in the playoffs, because he was almost nowhere to be seen in the last 5 games of the regular season.
Maybe Taylor Swift is probably one of those after 4 months, then I'll let you. Yeah.
He's
one of those. So he's
like, you got to make playoffs.
Kelsey's been a little frustrated the last month.
No. She said, like, hey, you got to win the Super Bowl. and that dude went crazy in the playoffs, bro. That dude went crazy in the playoffs, because he's trying.
That's got it. There we go. We solved it. We solved the Travis Kelce dilemma. We solved it.
Oh yeah, he's 1 game away. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Can the Vikings trade for Taylor Swift?
Who would Taylor Swift date on? Like, who's got the charisma of a Travis Kelce?
Kelce
to pick up a Taylor Swift.
Kirk Cousins couldn't handle the spotlight. We all know that Kirk Cousins can't handle that spotlight.
Maybe Justin Jefferson.
No, Justin Jefferson. I think so. I think Justin Jefferson could handle her for sure.
Outside of that,
I don't see that.
I don't see. Oh, you know what? Prime Harrison Smith.
Yeah, but I don't think he could handle the spot. He he can't handle the spotlight, but he's not charismatic, really. He's very.
The whole thing with Travis Kelce was hitting her up on Instagram when he went to her.
Ivan Pace. I like that. Ivan Pace would.
I don't see
he's a little young, probably, but
yeah.
Well, I think he would attempt. He seems like the guy who would take his shot, though, for sure.
Yeah, but we don't have any high charisma type guys that would.
Justin Jefferson, I would say, is the most like.
Yeah,
I would say him for sure.
yeah,
But
I would
I
think
don't
so.
think it doesn't. I don't get like Taylor Swift vibes from him.
No, no.
Kelsey makes sense for Taylor Swift. I'd give. I
Yeah.
don't know who. Like I would say like if Beyonce was open, you know, I think Justin Jefferson could swoop in on that. A little older, but I think that's what I would see for some Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think there's like outside of that. Yeah, I don't think there's a Viking on this team that would do what Travis Kelce to get Taylor Swift. So
Yeah, but hey, it was a smart
JJ
move,
should
man.
get
His
Taylor Swift
Travis
pregnant for the
Kelce has
real
made
bag.
some money. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Right. And as I said, Taylor Swift has the next hit single brewing when Travis Kelce pisses her off. It's gonna happen.
Yep. But yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It is crazy to watch a guy like Patrick Mahomes just do what he does. And man, there's that one play where he ended up not really going anywhere, but he was getting tackled by like his knees. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
He
And he spun over and
his
got
hand
back
down.
up.
He
Dude,
stayed up.
I was like, you are dumb.
And basically, I think they just ruled that they ruled his forward progress dead. I'm pretty sure. Or something
Is that
like
what
that.
it
Like, he
was?
never went down. It was nuts.
No, dude, that guy, that's improvising. That is the skill of improvising. And that's what I want to see. That's why it's so important for me personally. Like when I watch any of these quarterbacks coming into this draft, that is what I'm looking for. And that's one thing I do see in a guy like JJ McCarthy, to be honest. Like there's other guys at the top of the list, but I'm saying like if we can't get Jaden Daniels or any of those guys, like honestly, what I do see from JJ McCarthy compared to Penix, who obviously has way higher arm talent, and Bo Nix, who, you know, coming out of high school is a high recruit. And then this last season, he did ball out. But the thing with JJ McCarthy is he wins game. He obviously national championship, but he seems to step up in these big games. And he is someone that seems to be able to improvise when the pocket collapses. And that's what you need. Cause when you need to play, like you're on the line, like if you don't make this first down, you lose. Like Patrick Mahomes, 90% of the chance he's getting you that first down. And it's crazy. There could be 5 people in his face and somehow he gets out of it and extends the play. And that's like, we can't get that from Kirk Cousins at all, ever. You just don't. I don't know. He just doesn't have that.
And that's why, I mean, and that, again, that's why Kirk Cousins is.
What up, Joey?
How's it going, man? Yeah, and like McCarthy, honestly, think about McCarthy on the 49ers. Like, I think that would be a team where he would go to and start right away, and he'd probably play really, really well there.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of, I mean, it is like the Brock. You kind of do get kind of Brock Purdy vibes from.
Right, but I think there's
McCarthy.
Again, I think there's more talent there with McCarthy.
For
5 first-round picks plus a couple 2s for Mahomes. That's tough.
On the same contract?
It depends.
On the same contract?
It depends. Does he get to come in and play with like this last year's team? This last year's team wouldn't be.
Yeah, I would do it. I would easily do it.
Does he get to come in and play with a healthy JJ Addison, Hawkinson, and some pieces we have on the defense with Flores coaching? Then probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, easily. So obviously, our goal is we just need to win a Super Bowl. Like we're at the point now. Like obviously, creating a dynasty would be preferable.
Right.
But if you can go get Patrick Mahomes and he can lead a Kansas City Chiefs team that has their best offensive weapon is a 32-year-old tight end, then imagine what he can do with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. So I would take him. He's going to give you a real chance to win. Mm-hmm. But I would do that.
Interesting question here. This is the question I posed a couple years ago to people, and we brought it up again at my office's Christmas party the other day. So here's your choices, right? So the Vikings, you guarantee the Vikings win a Super Bowl in 2024. So you know they're going to win it. But that's the only Super Bowl they can ever win in your lifetime. And you know this. You know they will never win another one. So there you go. You get your guaranteed Super Bowl. Or they have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl every year for the rest of your life. And it's like being a normal fan. You don't know, know that they're ever going to win one. But every year there's the hope that they do and the hope they can build the dynasty and win multiple. Which do you go for?
So
basically they win one and they never win one again. And you know that they're never going to win one. Or you never know if they're going to win one, basically like right now, but they have a chance every year.
You have to go with number 2. Like, I think we all really do. I don't know. We don't know what it feels like to win a Super Bowl. So, I can imagine, like, we imagine like that's all we need. But like going into next season, if you win one, that'd be exciting. But going to the next season and you just know like there's no hope, like, does that ruin football for
Right,
you? And I'm
exactly. That
not
was kind
willing
of
to
my
ruin.
thought.
Ultimately, we just love football. Like everybody in here, we love what football is. So I do think we would be disappointed. Like we need it.
Well,
We
what do they
we
call it?
need
Like
that excitement.
the love of the chase, right? Because honestly,
Yeah,
I'm wondering
exactly.
if I'm wondering if like once they finally win one, will I care less about watching? Because it's like the chase is fun, right? And when they finally get there, it's like, well, now what else? They're like, obviously winning multiple is fun, but I'm just wondering if like my care for them winning will drop after they get one Super Bowl. I doubt it, but it's definitely an interesting thing to think about.
Dude. And yeah, for sure. And you have to. It sucks to say. Like, obviously, we want to win a Super Bowl, but I think part of it is like if you don't, like, I don't know. I do kind of like the chase. I feel like there's going to be a bittersweet moment when we do win a Super Bowl. I think it's going to be mostly sweet, but there's going to be part of you that is like we did it. Like, like now what? Now what? But I mean, most fans feel like it. You feel kind of a similar way, like the Chiefs right now. Like I can't imagine, like right now, are they still as nervous as they are in a year? Like, do they still have that same feeling going into this Super Bowl as they would like every year?
I
Do
think
they
so.
care to win the same amount? Like
I
maybe
think so.
not quite the same, but
No,
probably
right,
still up there.
right.
Hey,
But I mean, like, but like,
Norse, would you want to take this Jordan Addison instead? Jordan Addison rookie card instead
I
of that
doubt he's
hat?
gonna say no to that.
Let me
Honestly,
know,
can't answer
Norse.
that. It's a good question. It's a really interesting question, Gary.
What's
And
up,
it's one
Julian?
it's one when I pose it to people, it does require some thought. But I think everybody's kind of the same thing. Like winning one would be cool, but just knowing for the rest of your life that you'll never see another one, like what's the point then, right? What's the point of watching?
Right. Yo, Norris, hit us up on our email. I'll get that to you for sure, bro. Definitely get you that.
My Denver Nuggets just won their first championship, and now I just want to see them run the league for years to come. So
Yeah. So that's it. You changed. Like now you want a dynasty, right? Like you want to own the league. And I can contest. Actually, let me hit up Julian real quick. We were talking about this earlier in the show, actually, which is crazy to us. And I will not be paying Kirk Cousins 45. Heck yeah, Norris. Let's do it. I'm not paying 45 million for Kirk Cousins. There's just no way,
yeah,
in
it's a lot
my
of money,
opinion.
too much money. And I mean, again, if you sign him for 45 million, that shows everybody that you think you can win this next. Like I think if you can bring him back on a cheaper deal, you can still build towards the future. But if you pay him that money, 45 million a year, and if you're the Wilf sitting there and you patent, like basically that's Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell's way of saying like we think we can win this season. Then you pigeonhole yourself into winning this season, which then probably curbs you away from drafting a quarterback and instead drafting to fill holes on your team. So
yeah.
If they do, then 2024 becomes a must-win Super Bowl,
and it's
or
going
must-win,
which
make a run.
yeah, and which would be very tough to do paying Kirk 45 million. And that's just, and if you're Quez, you're like, we can't pay you 45 million and expect to win a Super Bowl. So then what's the point? One thing, I was gonna come back and contest to the idea of like what is it to win a championship or whatever. So being in Boston, where literally just recently the greatest dynasty arguably in sports history happened, and I'm sitting at like they're all the Patriot fans very disappointed this season. So I was here at a weird time where they just went through a dynasty and now they just had the worst season they've seen in the last 15 years, 20 years. Actually, yeah, it's about 20 years. And I was at a coffee shop and there's like these Patriot fans just yelling at the TV, just like, I mean, they're talking about firing Bill Belichick at the time, like all that, which ultimately he's gone, like all that stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, how are you complaining right now? You just had a dynasty winning multiple Super Bowls and they're acting like how I would act. So I mean, seeing that would say like, I don't think it ever gets old. I think as soon as your dynasty's over, like you want another one. You're always chasing it. And back to your question earlier, that's why one Super Bowl isn't enough. You got to be chasing it. And like I said, I do think once we win one in our lifetime, which we will, especially if we draft a quarterback this year early, I do think there's going to be a bittersweet moment. I think there's something and with all Minnesota sports, even with the Timberwolves, like obviously, like I'll be so happy when they win, but now there's still going to be something about like a little bit like now we did it or whatever. But I don't know.
Like
I'm sure
what's next, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that's.
And what Dylan said, like, yeah, now he wants the Nuggets to just keep winning, and that's the thing too is we like, and as a Viking fan, like I want the Vikings to be talked about. All Minnesota sport, all small market teams, like it's annoying because when you're watching ESPN, they're talking about all the other teams, but they're never talking about the Vikings. And when you're a Super Bowl winning team, and that's a reason why too, like if Taylor Swift dated one of our players, because I don't really care. The whole Taylor Swift thing honestly doesn't, like, I don't really care about that at all. Maybe if it was for the Vikings and you're trying to watch the game, like I just don't really care about that whole situation. But at the same time, I'm like, if Taylor Swift was here, at least it would put Minnesota and its sport teams on the map, because we don't get no attention over here.
That's a good point. I don't know. I personally just think Taylor Swift is overrated. Ooh, an Edward Julian rookie card.
I have
I like that.
I got a what's his name? I can't think of his first name. Our number one prospect. Brooks Lee.
Yeah.
Brooks Lee. I have a Brooks Lee auto.
Ooh, you gotta find some way to get a Walker Jenkins auto.
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, dude, I'll be looking for those for sure. I wish I would have had I have had Royce Lewis rookie cards, but I never had one of his autos.
Guy's gonna be a stud.
Hey, GG, how about those hats? Not yet.
No.
Once we win a Super Bowl. When we win the Super Bowl, we'll give up these hats. Yeah, again, everybody. Another show, another rookie giveaway. We got Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card giveaway. Get the hashtag Skulls in the comments. Like the video if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know how you're not subscribed already, but if you're not, definitely do that. Hook us up big time. Again, we mentioned this earlier, but we're doing some hard work on a Ivan Pace Jr. video that we hope does well. And we're hoping to release it in the next week or so. So, I'm going to give away a couple of these the next couple of weeks in homage for that. Plus, this guy's, this is the savior of our defense. I feel like, because with Harrison Smith and all these, and Daniil Hunter potentially leaving, if we didn't have Ivan Pace Jr., it feels like we wouldn't have that cornerstone of this defense going forward. And he came from the football gods to kind of do that for us. So we gotta appreciate Ivan Pace Jr.
As Jamie said, he thinks Ivan Pace could swing Taylor Swift. So
I think he would he seems like the guy that would take his shot. I don't know if he would get her, but he would definitely take. The thing about him is, like, a lot of the players say that there's something a screw loose in Ivan Pace a little bit or something. I think I've been watching a lot of his videos lately, and honestly, that dude is he has a chip on his shoulder, and he's like the same with, like, it reminds me of Anthony Edwards. Like, when he came in the league, I think he should have got Rookie of the Year. He didn't get it last year. He should have been All-Star. He didn't get it. Like you're giving someone that already, not even to Ivan Pace's extent, but kind of has a chip on his shoulder, and you're continue adding chips on his shoulder. I feel the same way about Ivan Pace Jr. He's too short for it. I have same thing with Ivan Pace Jr. is I just think he has the biggest chip on his shoulder that you can get. A guy that should have been a day 2 pick, and then he goes undrafted. And then now he has one of the better seasons by a defender, and he doesn't get voted even in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So they're just adding those chips to his shoulders, and man, I think he's going to come out booming next year. So yeah, exactly, Norris, exactly. So I think he's going to come out swinging even harder. He's not that type of guy you put a chip on his shoulder. Like, that's what I've got from watching his tape. Like, he doesn't really say it, but you can tell, like, he's taking that personally, which
Adam, appreciate you hopping in. Thank you for the dono.
Yeah, appreciate you, Adam, for real.
We'll say it with you. Go Niners.
Yeah. Officially going for the Niners now. Officially. Hey, what up, George?
What's going on, man?
Napoleon.
Ace did the Vikings right by himself, didn't quit and showed a lot. Yeah, for sure. For his size, man.
Yeah.
Undrafted because he was gonna be too small, which is the theme of our next which is the theme of the video Jamie was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this video is gonna be a banger. I'm telling you. I'm talking if I want to buy and support my boys strutting their swag. We're gonna get that figured out because I'm trying to figure out my plan though. I mean, you already have a shirt, but yeah, we have the shirts. Eventually, we're gonna do some giveaways. We're gonna push these shirts right here soon. I'm mad because the logo should have been bigger, and it makes me angry. But these are like the most comfortable t-shirts I've ever owned in my life. So we'll figure out something with that. But I'm thinking about trying to make I don't know, maybe an investment on some hats. So we'll talk about that, but I want to make sure they're good hats because I can be picky about hats. I want to make sure it fits everybody, whatever. So it just would be easier than trying to go out and buy things specific. So we'll see what's up, but
Sure.
we're going to get you some swag this offseason, Gary. We're going to get you some swag.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't like Gigi when he's angry. Damn straight you wouldn't.
But yeah, early thoughts, Super Bowl, who wins? Who wins and why?
So obviously we said that we're going. Hey, are you still in here, Adam? All right, I think he's gone.
Yep.
The Chiefs are winning. No, I'm just kidding. I'm voting for the Chiefs 100% now that Adam's gone. I'll buy a reject shirt. So for those shirts, we have medium, extra large, and large. So if anybody has, those are the sizes we have. So if anybody wants one, hey, we'll sell them for. We were supposed to sell them for like $35. Right now, we'll sell them for $20, and that's just how I feel about these shirts. I mean, I love them, but the logo is just too small to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna sell them for $20. So if anybody does want a shirt, $20. We only have extra large, large, and medium. So
yeah, I just saw the alert pop up on my phone. I forgot Wolves are in Oklahoma City tonight. We might need to
wrap this bad boy up.
And this one a little earlier than expected. If the Wolves weren't playing a team like Oklahoma City, save me an XL.
So hey, dude, I feel you, bro. Yeah, we feel you. Hey, it's the winter, you know? It's the winter time. That's what's supposed to happen, right?
Here in Minnesota, we're not getting a winter right now. We had like 1 week of negative temperatures, and now.
Well, then Casey doesn't have an excuse. Joey's from northern Minnesota.
As of right now, it's supposed to be freaking like, I think it's supposed to be in the 40s for the next like week and a half.
What's up, Norris?
Marinating idea. Well, yeah, what you got?
Marketing idea.
Marketing. Why did I say marinating idea?
All right, dude. Perfect. Okay. Appreciate you,
man. Let us know.
Can we talk about Cousins? All right, let's get this card ready to give away, and then we can talk.
Whoa! Minnesota Twins breaking news: Jorge Polanco is on the move.
For what?
Oh, I gotta find this out.
I mean, we got a lot of.
Oh, what? All it is it says we'll send Jorge Polanco to Seattle. There's no rumors on what the Twins are getting back in return. But this is definitely something that was in the works. I know Polanco and Max Kepler are both kind of out there on the trade block. So this one's interesting. But with the emergence of for pitching, I hope so. It's got to be pitching. They need pitching. But with the emergence of with Eddie Julian, Polanco is kind of expendable. I mean, I like Polanco. He's a good hitter.
He is.
But if you can get pitching, which is what this team needs desperately, and now especially with the signings we didn't get last year, like
our team's set up. I mean, our young talent should be better. But yeah, I know I'm disappointed in what we did with pitching.
Right. And if you bring Brooks Lee up, he could probably end up. I mean, I think
that's what I was going to say.
You could probably plop him in at second, because that was the question. Where does he play? He could have been a trade piece as well, but
second or shortstop, or he's a shortstop.
He ain't playing shortstop though, not with what you're paying Carlos Correa.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. We spent all our picks on shortstops. Royce Lewis. Then we got Correa.
Yeah, Brooks Lee. Dude, Paddock. That arm was healed up last year. He was tossing absolute heaters. Yeah, but we need him to be, because he's probably going to be the third guy in the rotation then, right? Behind Polanco and Royce Lewis.
Paddock?
Royce Lewis. What am I saying? Polanco and Joe Ryan. Sorry. No
My
news on
GG
what they're
shirts
getting in
autograph, my
return.
boys
but-
hanging in my skull cave with pride and honor. Let's fucking go, Gary. Let's go. That's what we talking about. All right, let's give this card away again. 13 entries. There's 19 people in here. Anybody who's watching and you don't have to comment, but get those hashtag skulls in. Don't be afraid to comment either. We got the best Vikings group in the entire internet. Like the best Vikings community out there. We're about to give it away. We're about to give it away, Rap. But the best community out there. So anybody in here who hasn't put anything in the comments, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. But also definitely don't be afraid to get those hashtag skulls in, because this is the future of our defense right here. So get those in. We got 13 entries. $14 entries. There we go. Give you all a second here. What you looking up, Casey?
Someone said they think I saw someone comment they think they know who we're trading, but I don't believe it. We'll see.
Who we're trading for?
Yeah, who we be getting?
I think it's Jose Rodriguez.
The guy they're mentioning.
What up, AJ?
The guy they're mentioning is an outfielder. I don't know if we would trade.
Rap gets to win. Rap can win. What up, dude? AJ came prepared to win this Ivan Pace Jr. card with his icon.
He did.
Taylor Swift likes little wieners. Well, then it looks like I got a good shot.
Jeez.
What?
Good one.
That's a foreshadow.
Ivan Pace. Yeah, it is actually. It is. In our next video, surprise, Jamie's going to flash everybody.
Don't tell him that. I want them to watch this thing. All right, let's get this thing away.
All right, let's go. Roll it.
Thicker than a tuna can, I'm in.
GG OnlyFans incoming. Yeah, no thanks. Not quite.
Dude, that's how you make that cash, though. You know,
that is true.
Hey, pretty much that's what all the girls in the Vikings community are doing. How come we can't?
Oh, geez. That's
I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. All right, let's give this thing away. No more jokes here. Let's go.
No
3,
more
2, 1.
jokes. Just give the card away. Let's
Boom.
go.
We like them jokes, though. Who we got? Who's winning the Ivan Pace Jr. rookie card? What we got? Boom. Sodak.
Oh.
Sodak, are you in here?
Are you still here?
You know the rule, Sodak. You know the rule. You got to be in here to win. I hope you're in here. Whoa.
Hey, this is a PG. This is a PG show. Innuendos are fine, but
let's go, Sodak.
By the way, speaking of the Twins,
be in here though, my guy.
Speaking of the Twins, did you also hear what Byron Buxton said at the Twins that Twins event over the weekend?
Oh yeah, he said he was like good to go. I didn't watch it, but people were pretty hyped up about it.
He said he is back at center field.
Ooh, let's go, dude. Him playing at his best and being healthy is like
right-hander Justin Tapa is among the players going from Seattle Mariners to Minnesota Twins in the Polanco trade, according to sources familiar with the deal.
I need a tattoo soon. I know Sodak, the tattoo guy. Sodak's not here. All right. Sorry, Sodak. You're my boy, but the rules are rules.
Ooh, Justin Topa last year, reliever, 5-4, 2.61 ERA.
That's what we do need on this
league. 69 innings pitched.
All right, we're running this again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Got to be here to win. The only rule. Let's go. Boom. Two Evil. I know Two Evil's in here.
Yep.
Two Evil's been on fire lately. He's been on absolute fire lately. But you know the rules, Two Evil. There it is. He knows he's been on fire. We'll have to get Sodak. Hey, next Monday, I'm going to run another Ivan Pace Jr. for sure. Next Monday. Hopefully hopefully we have that video out by next Monday. That's my goal. And if we do that, then I'm definitely giving a video or one of these up because we working hard on that. So
absolutely. Anything else to talk about before we hop off here?
Man, other than again, don't take Kirk Cousins at $45 million a year and draft our quarterback of the future.
Pretty much. But yeah, man, Super Bowl's coming up, and then it really gets fun after that. We get into the combine, pro days, draft, all the offseason stuff, free agency. It's going to be a wild ride, especially with the uncertainty at quarterback. It always makes it a little more interesting. So I don't know. It's gonna be a fun offseason. So thanks to everybody for hopping in tonight. If you dropped the dono, we really appreciate it.
Dude, we appreciate
it.
you.
Doesn't matter. We still appreciate
Gary,
you
Adam to Evil, my guy Rap Vocal Vike. Dude, appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate everybody in here.
Absolutely. So thanks again, everybody, for hopping in. And we'll be back. Skull Experience on Wednesday. I believe we'll be on Dave's channel on Wednesday. So make sure to swing by, hang out, come say hi, and be on the lookout for our videos dropping this week. And we'll see you guys next time.
Let's go Vikes.